I started riding in the provincial circuit in Queensland, and I went to Toowoomba to ride a horse up there for Lindsay Hatch, and he had this good-looking apprentice leading the horse around, and I was more preoccupied with talking to her than riding the horse, and the horse headbutted me in the face and gave me a blood nose, so that was our first interaction. Yeah, it's pretty much smooth sailing from there.
Nothing was smooth about it.
Being a jockey, you've always got to manage your weight, and running plays a big part in that, and it's only a small factor, but it certainly plays its part.
I think there's the mental side as well. You've got to get away from racing, and it's something different, and it just gets your head off racing and outside.
Growing up, I had a real healthy interest for racing, and from about the age of 15, I went quite off the rails, a point where I was at my wit's end, really. I didn't know what was going to happen to me, so I had to make a decision with my life, and I had to get away from where I was at the time, and that was it. I didn't really have any other choice. My grandfather owned small shares in horses, and he used to always G me up about being a jockey because of my small stature, and funnily enough, I was on a school camp and I rode a horse and loved it. So the next day I was at his house telling him I wanted to be a jockey, and then he introduced me to the Hope family. I started out mucking out boxes and scrubbing water buckets for years, and yeah, it was a less glamorous start.
We didn't have racing in our family, but we had horses, and we were quite involved with horses. Since I was about 2, I was probably thrown on a horse. My passion for horses just grew as I grew up. I sort of always knew I was going to do something with horses, even though I didn't know what it was. When I found out there was money to be made in racing, that's where I went. I sort of found out enough about racing in Charles Towers to sort of know it wasn't the place to start if I wanted to have a good go at being a jockey. So I ran into someone from Racing Queensland, and they suggested Toowoomba would be a good place to start.
Palaisapan coming through, like the insiders, Foxy Frida. Palaisapan taking over near the line though, and Palaisapan from the touch tiara.
Winning your first Group 1 is amazing. It's one of them things you don't know whether it's going to happen, whether it ever will happen. And a lot of jockeys, it's their dream, most jockeys, and a lot of them don't get to achieve it. So I was very fortunate for it to happen to me so early in my career.
I'd love to win a Group 1 or even just a race at group level. It's probably just the biggest goal for me.
We don't have as normal social life that a normal sort of 23, 24-year-old would have. Obviously, most people are all about drinking and going out. Well, we're sort of all about our weight and making sure everything's in order so that we can get to the races and perform as best we can for our owners, connections and whatnot. So it's not for the faint of heart of becoming a jockey, and we knew that coming into it, and yeah, we love it, and that's our life.